Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Here we're looking today at a 2011 LEXMOTO Arrow. I suppose if you just put the arse end of it about the back box, you could get away with maybe a CBR. The front looks like Yamaha's little 125, they do like a custom one. Yes, it's got a back box, handy for a helmet, you can get it in there. You know, 125, these primarily were designed to do miles to the gallon. There's 2 gallon tank in there, you're going to get 100 miles to the gallon. Why is that? Because they put the tiniest jet in there possible. 85 kilometers an hour, that's all you're going to get at this, which is about 53. I mean, you can get up to 60, but they really designed these not to push the engines at all and to supposedly get 100 miles or 120 something, I think it says, miles per gallon. I would upjet it most certainly, maybe play with the exhaust, but that's extra money on here. Not an awful lot of money. Controls, I'm quite impressed with these really. You've got your hazards, high beam, low beam. Choke, not happy with. Look, see what it does every time. So you've got to sort of style it and keep your finger on here and ride away maybe. Horn, indicators, obviously lights. Now, something here was nice. Electric start, but it also comes with something that looks ugly. This kickstart, really ugly. However, I don't know if any of you have ever walked up your bike and find you've got a dead battery in the freezing cold weather. This is a godsend. It will get you home and you can get them a battery. So that's really, really handy having. I don't like the front headlight, it's disgusting. But however, it's designed of the bike, you know. They're not an awful lot of money. You're looking at these this year in this condition. This has got very, very low mileage, 3,300 miles, 500, 550, something like that. Depending how nice this is, and this will have a year's MOT on it. There's absolutely bugger all with it, really, wrong with it at all. Tyres are very good. Why is it so good? Well, it's sat in a garage for 4 years. Didn't do anything. If it had been outside under one of these little bike covers or tarps, the wheels have been knackered and a lot more rust on it. That's why this literally looks like I haven't got an awful lot to do to it really. Handy having a back box, and look, you can get a full-size small helmet in there, so that's always really handy having. Shocks at the back, twin shocks. As I said, these I've seen push bikes with bigger fatter tyres. Side stand, centre stand, always handy having as well, and you have got fuel on and off, which didn't really need. Riding of it, as I said, it's not going to light your world on fire. It is a 5-speed, 1 down, 4 up. That's always really handy having as well. And as I didn't mention about the instrument panel, you have something here, a gear indicator. Now it is handy. Rev counter, as I said, mileage, speedo, and petrol gauge. That is really handy. It does fit 2 on here. One very, very comfortable. I don't know that back box. I'm going to leave it on because it came with it. But I do think it sort of makes it look a bit, I don't know. Really handy having back boxes. I'll vibe with one. These look like an old MZs. I don't know what that's about. I want to talk them off actually. It's a bit off seeing the old suspension. But anyway, front forks. Mag wheels, not alloys. Really easy to handle and clean. And obviously it's got a drum brake at the back and it has disc at the front. So what am I going to do to this bike? Well, I'm going to bring it into the shed. And I'm going to, the guy said he literally gave it an oil change, new spark plug, and sat in the garage. I'm going to change the oil. You've got a little window to see where you are on that one. This has got nothing in it, it's on the lean, isn't it? But I'm going to change the oil. I might give the brakes a little overhaul, drain the petrol out. Carb, do you know what? I'm going to clean it, and I might as well have a look at the old jet anyway, because 55 mile an hour, 60 maybe, is just a bit crap. And his indicators, I don't know, again, MZ-ish, a bit rubbish, aren't they? So to make this bike look a little bit better, I think I would have changed the indicators. I took these horrible things off and then give it a good old clean and tidy. It'd be nice to fit a different light on it, but I suppose it would completely change the characteristics of the bike. And I think if you watch my videos, I got a Triumph once in, and it had that headlight on it. So now we know where it came from. Anyway guys, let's get her in the shed. We'll start her after I've done it. I've done a video on project bikes a little while ago, or my last video to be honest with you. And this one, when I went to see, the guy wanted really good money for it, to be honest with you. That would have meant that I would have made like tuppence on it. And it didn't start or nothing, and I sat there and persisted with the kickstart, but it wouldn't have gone. And it started, went into gear. You must check these go into gear, okay? If you don't start, you've always got to work with the clutch and stuff on these. But with just such low mileage, this really will last someone a good couple of years with no major problems at all, except changing the spark plug and maybe cleaning the air filter out. These are 2Ts. Again with, sorry, 4T, calling it 2T. I did a video on the little Scout, LEXMOTO Scout. And they're great little bikes, 30, and one I had did 45. Something you must check with all these bikes, whether it's Honda, Aprilia, Yamaha, or even the cheap ones like this little LEXMOTO, which is the same as the Shinners and so on. Check the oil regularly, okay? It will seize the engine. They do all burn a tiny bit of oil. I just think it's natural with the overhead on it. So always top the oil up, check it, don't overfill it, that's just as bad. And yeah, we'll go from there. So let's drag it into my little garage. And this should be really quite an easy little job. Remember what I say, guys, the battery. Always put it on charge and a cup of tea. And I will, well, it's charging, so it may be faulty. 4 years, that was a brand new battery when it was there. Let's get on with it. Okay guys, check the oil, it's actually really good condition, obviously being in the garage. To get the seat off, well, to be honest with you, you don't really need to. See them long shanky bits there, they sit down the back here, there's absolutely nothing underneath the seat. I mean, I always take it off. Cut the 12mm bolts and it basically slot in here. You need to span on one side to get them off because again they're just simple little bolts, not drilled in. Looked at this originally and that's a helmet one, that is. Let me bend down here. And that's to put your helmet on. Well, it's got a back box underneath there. You will find again ignition barrel. You know, it is a cheap little bike, guys. And here is your steering lock. Okay, it's the same key though. Always a bonus. But there you go. Only reason why I take the panels off, air box is this side. Okay, and that is nice and simple to change. I've just had it out. It looks brand new. Same as the plug. So the guy did say that he'd give it a service. Oh, look at that. Fuel filter on the tap as well. That's quite clever, isn't it? So, it's as simple, isn't it? I'm not going to do the oil. That looks crystal clean. Crystal clear even. Good condition. The petrol being a long while. So what I might do is, he said he regularly started it anyway. And I can believe everything he said. After the last little bike, you just tend to just not believe. And then you get into believing people again. And you get done again. Anyway, I'm going to put the seat back on. Put the panels back on. The battery's still on charge, it said it's charged up, and I'm going to give this a start and see what she does then, maybe a ride. And it's a good clean change, really good condition. Pumped the tyres up and they went up to 35, 36 pounds per square inch. It's just finding out the little cheapest sort of bits on it, where with a CBR you get used to actually key doing all and then getting the back seat up and so on. But I said there's absolutely no reason to take the back seat up on this whatsoever, and the panels just pop on. So nice and basic, easy to work on. Right guys, there we go. Little, just under 10 horsepower engine. It's not the biggest, is it? Starter motor, overhead, piston there, obviously the basics. I like the idea of this. I mean, well, you can change it, I don't know if it winds out or not. But you can leave it on, doesn't leak. I've left it on for a couple of days now, so I have nothing to worry about there. Here's the carburetor, and obviously that's how the choke works, so it goes up and down here. But they've put it up here as well. So, yeah, that's why it's on a spring. Anyway, here's the sump bolt there to get the oil out, nice and easy. Obviously you've got your gear change here, which is not a biggie. Don't really get involved in that really. Today I haven't done anyway. Remember, it's overhead. Horn, oh, nice and clean. And here's a little bit over here, gentlemen and ladies even. Spark plug, really easy to get to. Can get damp on here if it rains a lot, but generally this one's been alright. I've cleaned it today, as I said. There's your filler for your oil. And here you have your little oil gauge. So as I said, the oil was really good in here. So there's your really basics on here. You can't really go wrong on these, can you? There's no fairings to take off. Carburetor is easy to get out. I showed you where the air filter was. Take down, wind that. It could do, I'm not going to, but as I said, it could do with upjetting. Just 4 probably, get a little more miles out of it. But there you go, nice and easy, guys. Said these rubbers obviously made for British roads. I did think about this rather than just dumping it here. Obviously fluid's fine. As I said, it's been left in the garage. I'm so used to doing an awful lot to these bikes that when you get a bike that has been actually cared for, like the chain for instance, there's nothing wrong with this at all. Look, nice and taut there. Should be, I don't know, about a whole inch moving up and down. That's perfect, and it's got the grease on it as well. So that's fine. Adjustment's got loads there still. If it would have been a CBR, the chain would have been knackered. But they don't last long. Rear brake adjustment, nice and easy. You know, it's never rocket science, you know what I mean? and the light works fine with it as well. Exhaust polished up. It's odd having twin shocks, isn't it? There's a bit in there, and it's still dampener. So maybe it's ready for a bit of weight on this baby. Anyway, let's get on and see if it starts. And there we have it, guys. Job done, as I like to say. Remember one thing though, guys, side stand. If it's down, it will turn over, but won't start. So always remember to knock it off the side stand. Centre stand's fine, but side stand, if it's down, it won't start. As I said, annoying, just in case you ever wonder. Battery needs changing, is a bit low. Just been out for riders on it and just cleaned it all. Come up really well. I couldn't do an awful lot of speed on the roads. This did get to 55, downhill nearly 60. So a bit more than the actual thing says. Am I going to upjet it? For me, no. Would I suggest it to the person that owns this afterwards? Yes. Am I happy with the little bike? It does what it says on the tin. Like the little Scout, LEXMOTO Scout, you know? They are cheaply made. This is a little bit better quality. And they did try and design this for the British UK market, I believe. It's in miles per hour, not kilometres like a lot of bikes are. And they did put these little rubber grommet things over the actual shocks to stop them from rusting. And there's a few UK added bits on this. Hazards, I think that's great. Have hazards on a bike is really good. Anyway, there you go. Guys, like, subscribe. Check out the ones around here for other bikes. I'll put the I'll put the LEXMOTO Scout on there. A couple little Peugeot ones maybe, and the Yamahas and so on. But guys, check out my channel. Lots to watch. Good information. But for this one, it's really easy.